Welcome to Our Hollywood. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
Welcome back to Our Hollywood. I'm Kim.
I'm Daniel. And today we have with us Shelby. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
I had a really good day today, honestly.
Yeah?
Okay.
No, because, so March doesn't have any, retrograde. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but
Yes.
yeah, there's no retrograde in March, so let's take advantage of this time. Because I feel like I'm very deeply affected by retrograde.
I didn't believe in it until I was like, why do I feel like this? And then I would look it up and I'd be like, oh, I guess I believe in this now because it works.
I feel it.
Yeah, I blame everything on the retrograde.
It's also fun to blame things on the stars.
Yeah.
Especially your problems.
Absolutely.
I was going to say something else about retrograde. Is it like 1 month that there isn't?
No, I think it just however the stars align.
Okay. So it's random.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
fun.
so.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, so Shelby, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? What side of the entertainment industry you are in and just what you've done so far, what you want to do in the future?
Yeah, so I went to film school, didn't know what I wanted to do, just film. Ended up falling into casting. And so I ended up interning with a casting assistant who works pretty consistently. And then through her, I met another casting assistant who I've worked on and off with for the past 6 or 7 years. And then I've done projects on my own. But I've moved out to North Carolina now. And so there is a film industry here in Wilmington, but not obviously to the degree in LA. Mm-hmm. So haven't done anything since I've moved, but also the pandemic. So not really looking to go and that everything. But yeah, otherwise, just casting. So
that's fun. That's a fun section of the entertainment industry. My mom always, every time we're watching something, she's like, "Will you let me do casting for your movies?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not."
Your mom?
My mom. I don't know why she just really wants to do casting. Casting in animals. I don't know. Very specific interests.
It's so interesting though, because you would think that casting really has a lot of say over who's in a part. And they really don't at the end of the day. You're really the middleman in between the producers and the agents, or the director and the agent, depending on who has control over the project. But otherwise, you're mostly a middleman. So casting gets a lot of blame, but
interesting.
I don't know.
So you're basically saying you're getting this. I almost worded that really badly. You're getting rid of the people who they know they won't like, and then you're letting them do the final pick. Is that kind of how it works?
Kind of. It really depends on the project and who you're working with. So I've worked mostly in indie and some Lifetime and Hallmark movies. I have I think 1 or 2 on Netflix. And so it really, really depends on just the people that you're working with. But half the time the director and the producers already know. They're like, we want so-and-so person. And then you go about and try to get that person. But, and then you do come up with lists. Me and the casting director I work with, we come up with lists and we pitch them. And because sometimes the director, the producer just are we don't really know what we're going for. And then I've done a lot of commercials, and half the time they don't know what they want either. So it really just depends on the person. But it seems like half the time we end up just being going after the person that they want. They'll be we want this actor or this actress. And we're okay, well, we got to go reach out to their agent or their manager. And that's
still a fun time. That sounds like a fun
time.
It is.
It really is. And especially
tracking them down. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
when we did auditions, our auditions are very, very amateur, but when we did them for our short film, that was the first time I had ever experienced auditions from either.
I love auditions.
Yeah. It was so much fun, but also I was I don't know how we're going to say no to people, because that sounds absolutely horrible.
Well, because in college, you just don't tell them. You only reach out to the people that that's how I
true.
did it.
That is how...
I literally just reached out to the people that I wanted, and then they figured it out.
Obviously it's not we could cast everyone, but it's so sad.
But imagine being on a small ass campus and you literally see everybody every single day.
No.
It's okay. Yeah, at least the people that we audition we never see again.
Yeah. I would have class with them and stuff. I don't think they really care.
Yeah. I feel
it's not that deep.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
But I really love casting. I also love fan casting. It's my favorite hobby.
Half the TikToks you send me are fan castings.
Yeah. Yeah. I very much enjoy that.
That's fun. Okay, so do you want to talk a little bit how you guys met?
I used to work in a movie theater, as you may have heard before, and Shelby was one of my managers.
Yeah.
And a funny thing, Shelby, I literally didn't think Shelby liked me when I first got there because like working in a movie theater like is like such a weird experience because I think I started when a bigger movie was coming out, and so it was like a lot busier. Yeah. It was a lot busier, right? And so like my first weekend working a rush, I was literally, because when you're learning, you just are like a runner, so like you just like stand by somebody and get what they need type of deal, so you understand how everything works.
Yeah, you're just getting like popcorn and soda.
Yeah. And so, like, I was just standing there because I was, like, so confused because everyone else knew what was going on.
You're hearing my cats. Sorry. They're, like, hiding in the corner.
Okay.
And they're having a moment.
And then, so I was just, like, overwhelmed. My anxiety was through the roof. And then Shelby was just like, be aggressive. And I was like... I guess.
Well, she looked like a deer in headlights, and I was like, this girl needs some motivation. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna fix my cats really quick. I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, I was a deer in headlights, but I did come to, and I was very good at rushes eventually.
Yes.
And
yeah, one of the better people, honestly.
Looking for a confirmation,
God,
I was like,
you.
is that true?
She said one of the better people.
Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
it's true though. You wouldn't think like it's that hard, but some people just really like. I get it's a minimum wage job, but like, they're literally just standing there.
Really?
They're literally just existing.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, this is a team effort, babe. Like, you gotta fucking move. Like when I'm cleaning the fucking popcorn machine weekly, I should not be doing that. We should be no. Oh my god!
Still upset
I'm
about
literally
it?
having like more flashbacks.
It was a very like happy time. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I had some really great memories. But then when you like think about it for too long, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, and like I definitely yelled at a lot of people. Like the boys probably did not like me very much.
I don't think they liked any of the women there, honestly.
No, they don't like strong women.
No.
Which ties into our topic today.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fun transition.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's topic. Okay, so I don't remember how I thought of this. Yes, I do actually. It was because over quarantine.
Okay.
I had a bit of an awakening, and I became a hardcore Swiftie.
Oh yes, you
like
did.
To the max. Like I think, but I always kind of liked her music. But
if you're listening, Daniel's wearing a Taylor Swift sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. I got mine the other day. I should break it out and put it on.
Absolutely. I would. Well, it's because also they're like kind of expensive, but like it's okay. And so I think like for so long, because like for the longest time, everyone like liking Taylor Swift was like not a good thing, and then like in terms of like high school and like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And then like her 2 new albums came out, and I was like, wait, why did we not like Taylor Swift? And then I started looking into like the whole, and I watched her documentary, the one she has on Netflix, the Miss Americana. Yeah. And I saw like how they treated her, and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. And then I just remember a lot of things about like how female celebrities have been treated were coming up. So I was like, this would make a great topic for our Hollywood. And so that's what we're talking about today. So we have a couple of different celebrities. They're all very different situations, but there is some overlap. The overlap is mostly men, but there's
men in the media.
Yeah,
which is the man.
Yeah,
basically.
But yeah, so
isn't that like a Taylor Swift song?
The man.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Good, I know some things.
So yeah, but before we get into that, we do have a Buzzfeed quiz. I just wanted to find like a fun girl power Buzzfeed quiz. Girl boss. Oh wait, why is it not opening for me? Okay, so this one is, what is it called?
Pick 6 famous women to hang out with, and we'll guess what mood you're in today.
Okay. I'm in a generally good mood, I think. So
yeah.
I feel like this is more for the questions, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so pick a singer to go to the supermarket with. Okay, Ariana Grande, Lizzo, Miley Cyrus, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift.
Why'd you say Dua Lipa like that?
Did I say it wrong?
Dua Lipa?
No, I don't know how to pronounce anything.
Dua Lipa.
Wait, how is it?
Dua Lipa.
What makes it Lipa?
I don't know. That's just how she says it.
Oh, okay. Dua Lipa. Okay. I feel like nothing would get done if I was with Miley Cyrus. I feel like it would just be really chaotic and I would get frustrated. Love Miley Cyrus,
Really?
absolutely. But I just feel like she would not focus. And so I would get frustrated. Same with maybe Billie Eilish, but she's young, so that's fine. I think Ariana Grande, because I feel like she eats a lot of like
She's
skinny.
vegan.
Yeah, so I feel like she would force me to eat healthy
Okay.
against my will, and I need that. So
No, Lizzo's a vegan too.
Liz is
Yeah.
vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I
Fun.
follow her on TikTok. Her TikToks are amazing.
I didn't even know she was
Yeah,
on
she's
I
like
follow her
the
on
only
Instagram.
celebrity I support being on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like maybe a handful, but
Does she do like cooking stuff?
some.
She gets a lot of things catered. Also, she does cook, but she gets a lot of like really good vegan stuff catered.
Fun.
I'm gonna pick Dua Lipa because I was listening to Future Nostalgia today.
The way I completely overthought the question, and you were just like, "Well, I listened to one of her songs."
Well, no, I also feel like Dua Lipa, like out of all of them, I feel like we could actually be friends. Me, like Dua Lipa and Lizzo, I feel like in real life I could actually be their friend.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like Dua Lipa and I would just have a good chill time.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not stressful because I feel like sometimes when you go to a supermarket with the wrong people, like it's just too chaotic of experience. And I feel like she's very chill, low key, relaxed. So that's why I picked Dua Lipa. Is that better for you?
Yes, thank you. Shelby, which one did you pick?
I'm going to go with Lizzo.
Okay.
I just
fine.
feel like, because I'm pescatarian as well, so I'm not vegan, but I feel like I would be very in line with her. And I just don't feel like I'd jive with like Ariana Grande in the market. So, you know, I got to go with Lizzo.
Fair.
Lizzo would definitely pick good things. I know.
Yeah, she would know like really good like small brands.
Mm-hmm. What?
It's just like
This
like,
us
we're
thinking-
idolizing like celebrities at the grocery store. Like, okay.
Pick an up and coming actor to join you for a spin class. Oh, God, I can't read these names.
Yara
I'm gonna offend
Shahidi,
someone.
Belle Powley, Letitia Wright, Lana Condor, Lucy Boyton, Aquafina.
Ooh, wait, to join you for spin
I love
class.
all of these women very much. I'm gonna say Lana Condor because love her. Period.
I'm gonna go with Aquafina because I just feel like that would be
It'd be
such
so
a good
funny.
time.
I think
Yeah.
I would go with Aquafina. She would really just push you in a spin class.
Yeah.
I feel like she would just yell at you and you'd just be like, okay. Like, I
Yeah,
have
but like
to.
in like a fun way, not like a Biggest
Yeah.
Loser way, like
Yeah,
how they yell
yeah.
at those people, like insane.
She would
but,
be
like,
making fun of everybody with you to make you feel better about the
yes.
situation.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, this is kind of fun. I kind of like this. Okay, pick a comedian to hold your hand as you get the flu jab.
These are so specific. Like
Ali Wong, Catherine Ryan, Tiffany Haddish, Monique, Kristen Wiig, Jenny Slate. I'm a big Jenny Slate fan, usually.
Okay.
I don't know. She kind of got in a scandal recently, you know?
Well, let's
She
say
kind of made fun of Chris Evans for, like,
Yeah.
mental health issues. Yeah, I'm going to go Ali Wong then. I'm just
Yeah, I
picking
think
all my fellow Asian sisters. We're far and few. Like, I need to get the bond going, you know what I mean?
I feel like Tiffany Haddish would make me. I mean, shots don't really scare me, but I just feel like Tiffany Haddish would be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby,
That's
did
true.
you pick Ali
Wait,
Wong?
Catherine Ryan is the writer of Booksmart.
I was going to go with Allie, but maybe Tiffany.
No, I think I'm gonna change my answer to Catherine Ryan because Booksmart is my comfort movie. So I feel like if I
you could
want,
discuss that as you get the
yeah,
shot.
exactly. We can make fun like pop culture references. She could tell me funny stories from behind the scenes, and I would just feel very comforted.
Yeah. So which one did you end up picking, Shelby?
I think I'm going to go with Tiffany.
Okay.
You convinced me.
Pick an Oscar-winning actor to invite to your family dinner. Ooh, okay. Halle Berry, Olivia Colman, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Kate Winslet, or Susan Sarandon.
Oh my God, Susan Sarandon. Oh my gosh, she'd be the funnest dinner guest ever. Oh my God, I want that to happen. Manifesting.
But your family, they're meeting your family.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
care. Yeah.
Manifesting.
It would be so good. Like, she would be my comfort throughout that dinner. Because
Okay.
family dinners are not fun for me, being an only child.
I would love to have Meryl Streep for dinner. She can absolutely not meet my family. They will say something that will embarrass me to my core. So I'm going to say Halle Berry.
Okay.
Fun.
I'm 100%, no doubt about it, going with Kate Winslet because Titanic is my absolute favorite, and I would just have to talk her ear off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good time to do it.
No, it would just, honestly, for me, it would just be dinner between me and Susan Sarandon, and my parents just happened to be sitting there. That's what it would end up being.
Okay. Pick a social. Oh my God.
These
Okay.
are-
Sorry. Pick a social media star to grab McDonald's with? Tana Mojo, Jordan Woods, Jenna Marbles, Liza Koshy, Jojo Siwa, Lily Singh. This is such a fun question.
I'm gonna pick Jenna Marbles.
Okay. McDonald's. I can't even eat anything at McDonald's. They have nothing vegetarian or vegan. Not even the fries.
Their fries are vegetarian.
No, they're made with like beef. So I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's like beef, like
Weird.
grease or something.
Tastes good. If you don't pick Jojo Siwa after your fucking
No,
like,
I was
okay.
absolutely, but I was trying to like convince my get my words together.
Because like I didn't even really say anything bad about Jojo Siwa. I just felt neutral about it, and he went on and on with me about it, and I was like, okay, I didn't say anything bad. I feel like it's okay. Like it is helpful that she came out. Like,
Okay, well, you need context. I texted Kim and I was like, we need to get Jojo Siwa on the podcast, and she's like, with due respect, or what did you say? Like with peace and love, that will not happen.
No, I said why though. I was just like, I don't understand why.
Well, and then I explained like I just think like a child star coming out is like a huge thing. Oh, Jojo Siwa, yeah, that's my answer. Absolutely.
I'm not really I don't really follow any of these people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would have to go with Jordan Woods just because I would want to try to get the information out of her between what happened. So
Good point.
Oh, all of us having underlying motives for McDonald's.
Yes.
Oh, pick a Netflix star to go to the movies with. Camila Mendes, Tati Gabriel, Jessica Williams, Bridget Lundy, Payne, Maya Hawke, Linda Cardellini.
Oh my God.
I picked Linda Cardellini because Freaks and Geeks is literally everything. Velma. Oh my God. I feel like she'd just be like a fun like maternal figure.
Yeah, Linda Cardellini. I think if Linda Cardellini was in the dinner one, I would pick her for that one. But
that's a good point.
Tati Gabrielle, I love her, and also I have so many questions for her because, like, did you know she did her hair for all 4 seasons of Sabrina because they didn't know how to do it? That's insane because it's such an iconic like look, I think, for her character, and I just think she is such a fun person. So I'm gonna do Tati Gabrielle.
I'm gonna go with Linda
Cardellini, love her.
I don't like my answer.
Okay,
my answer is you're bored. I'm absolutely not bored. I feel like this is the most high energy I've been in an episode in the past couple weeks.
I think you should have mine because you're feeling hyper, which I don't feel hyper.
Mine's you're feeling hyper. Maybe it's because my cold brew. I don't know, but I do feel hyper.
Yeah. I definitely had like 3 different forms of caffeine today.
I love caffeine. Wait, what is your say?
Erg. Why is time so slow sometimes? You're feeling bored and uninspired. This quiz and me have staved off a bit of boredom for a while, but you've still got the rest of the day to get through. Put your free time to good use and try to think of some things that you want to accomplish in the next few months, even if it's just watch that film you've never seen or go for a walk around the park. Good advice. I feel like maybe if I'm like, it's later in the day and I did this, like, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So ours is you're feeling hyper. Wow, maybe that coffee this morning was more supercharged than normal because you're feeling more energetic than you have in years. Try to put some of that pent-up energy to good use by completing some of the tasks that have been on your to-do list for too damn long. Okay. I feel like the quiz was more fun than the answer for this one.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around, but these were really fun questions.
Yeah.
Like hypotheticals.
Like just thinking about all these hypothetical situations just put me in a better mood.
You were going with Lizzo to Walmart?
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
So let's get into our topic. So we're gonna go celebrity by celebrity. And
we have a freaking rock star list here.
We really do.
It's freaking awesome.
It also kind of sucks that the list is this long, and we could have made it longer.
Oh, definitely.
I had a whole other like section as well to add, and I was like, no, I got to cut myself off.
Yeah, because like oh my God, I just can't believe that.
The early 2000s was a
horrible,
awful time.
Yeah.
Awful time. And like we had a whole episode dedicated to Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. So
there's a lot
we already covered that. Yeah. But the first one is Miss Taylor Swift. So clearly we are, Kim is like
I feel neutral.
Yeah. Where Taylor Swift stands. And I feel like
These don't come from me. I feel absolutely neutral now. I will get into how I was a hater before though.
Okay, me too, like low key, but like just because like.
But I'm reformed, Swifties. Let's not come for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think that.
Well, I do think the stan community, which is a whole other topic, is a very detrimental thing. So I try not to be a stan for anyone because, as we see on what happened in this last week with Taylor, there's a lot that can be done in the stan community.
I don't know anything about what happened, so I'm very
Yes,
interested to see
we
what
will
you guys
cover it
explain to me.
because when I wrote this, nothing had really happened yet. She just tweeted. We'll get into it, but
Okay.
nothing had happened yet, and then it blew up. So basically, I'm not going to recap really much of the Kanye West thing because every single person on
it's
the planet knows it.
literally beaten into the ground.
Yeah,
we get it.
The Katy Perry one, like we all know that, but
Yeah.
basically, I think her documentary does a way better job.
Actually, does anybody does everybody know about the freaking Katy Perry thing? Because that is juicy. What happened between them? It was so because they were like besties, right? But then like what was it? Somebody tried to steal backup dancers, and like that is just the funniest thing to me. Like,
I think it's funny that it's over basically nothing.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. But they reconciled. Yeah. Everything's fine. They were in each other's music videos or something.
Yeah.
So water under the bridge. But I just think it's funny that it was about backup dancers, essentially.
And I think the media definitely blew it up more than it needed to be.
That's a running theme throughout everything.
Absolutely. So everyone knows Kanye West, Taylor Swift won an award. Kanye West went up there and was like, no, Beyonce deserved it. And
he was also definitely on something. Like he was definitely drunk or on a drug. Like he was not okay. He's still not okay. I hope he gets help.
I absolutely do too. But yeah, so everyone started attacking Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift didn't know what was going on. If you watch the documentary, she said that everyone started booing because Kanye West was like attacking her, but she thought everyone was booing at her. So for like the longest time, she just thought everybody hated her, which is very damaging to a 16-year-old. That is absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I can't believe she was 16 at that time. Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't even know how I would have handled that.
No.
18 at that time.
18?
She was 18?
Yeah, she was 18.
Oh, okay. Still, I was still not mentally.
But still not much better.
Yeah. And then the majority of what we're going to cover with Taylor Swift is the slut shaming that she has gone through. So no one is like, everyone knows about the whole like, oh, more exes than Taylor Swift thing. It has been a running joke in so many TV shows in like the past 10 years.
But it's so dry. Like it was like funny for like one time.
Yeah, it was funny once, and even then it's like she hasn't really dated that many people. Like it's just it doesn't make sense to, even then it doesn't even matter. Like why are we counting how many people somebody dates?
Yeah,
it's very strange. But the reason this was like brought up recently was because there's a Netflix show that came out called Ginny and Georgia. No clue what it's about. Literally, I know zero about this.
The first episode.
Really? Okay, tell us a little bit about what the show is because I genuinely don't know.
The vibe, they like played it off as like a new Gilmore Girls, which let me tell you, it is not. It was like a show that like someone tried to make a Gilmore Girls who's never seen Gilmore Girls, and then they took the vibe of Little Fires Everywhere, and then they mashed those two together, and that's
weird.
basically.
Dude, I feel like Netflix has not been killing it lately with their new shows.
They've absolutely not.
Their new show Moxie or whatever has been getting way mixed reviews. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Or Amy.
Or movie. It's a movie.
Yeah.
I'm watching it tonight because because all my friends said they really liked it, but then I was like getting TikToks about how it's like not good, and I was like, okay, I need to make an opinion myself.
But yeah, anyway, so the Ginny and Georgia show, there's a line in the show that says, "What do you care? You go through men faster than Taylor Swift." Which, like, come on, that's just such lazy writing. Like, and also like the slut shaming is, let's not do that.
Like literally that was a joke in 2010.
Yeah. So Taylor responded, which I did not expect at all because I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like that big of a thing. And then she responded, so I was very surprised. But she said, "Hey, Ginny and Georgia, 2010 called and it wants its lazy, deeply sexist joke back." I cannot read right now. How about?
Do you want me to read it?
Yes, I don't know why I could.
How about we stop degrading hard-working women by defining this horseshit as funny? Why did she do? She's on something. She was on one when she wrote this.
I think she was trying to be really like. She always tries to be very hip, and you can tell with her lyrics.
Yeah. She's giving me very much millennial energy.
Yeah.
With peace and love. With peace and love. Also at Netflix, after Miss Americana, this outfit doesn't look cute on you. Heartbreak emoji. Happy Women's History Month, I guess. If that isn't like, I would like.
It's so passive aggressive.
Someone's gonna put that on a mug.
And I'm gonna buy that mug. Actually, maybe I won't because so as soon as this came out, everyone kind of was like,
before you get into controversy, when I saw this, I was just like, kind of like, yeah, but also you have like kind of like sexist lyrics sometimes. Like when
Yeah.
she's she's like writing lyrics about like yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like
I do think she has improved. I do think like everyone when we're younger, like we don't really know.
we're gonna
wrong
turn
from
off the
right.
feminism for like 2 seconds when we listen to Bad Blood. It's like that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Which is like fine, but like when you're gonna make such a bold statement, I think you should also like.
You should not listen to Better Than Revenge then, because that one.
Oh yeah, that's the song that everyone was talking about. I was like, I don't know.
And the original was even worse.
Really?
There was a little homophobic joke slipped in there.
Oh no, that's Picture to Burn is the one
Picture to Burn. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, my mind is like trying to like.
There's a lot. She has a lot of songs.
Yeah,
they're from her early albums and like.
But hopefully with her like new releases, she'll like rewrite the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like I hope like when she releases the new version, she like rewrites like the jokes to show like her growth.
Like she is gonna leave off like Better Than Revenge is what I've heard, but obviously nobody knows. Apparently, like I don't know, I've heard mixed things. So I'm deep onto like Taylor Swift TikTok, and there's like big, like some people are like she's gonna leave it off, and others are not. So who really knows? I mean, it's not until the next album anyway, so we won't know for a while.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it's a good song, but I think I would understand if she left it off because it is very sexist.
She's like, Scooter can have that one.
Yeah, she's like, Scooter will let you keep this one. So this tweet, she released this tweet, and people were like, uh-oh, and then it kind of went away for a little bit. And then her bestie, Todrick Hall, had to stir the pot. And this is where things got bad. So Todrick Hall, he like really a long time ago, he released a video. It was like a melody of Taylor Swift songs. Taylor saw it, she loved it, she invited him to her concert, and they became like besties. He's been in a couple of her music videos, and they're just friends now. However, Todrick has a history of, when defending Taylor Swift, also doing the thing that he's defending her from. So like when he was defending her from like Kim Kardashian or something, he like completely slut-shamed Kim Kardashian. Completely. And I was like, that's literally what you're defending Taylor from. What are you doing? And then he did it again with this by saying that like there's other people that have dated more celebrities, and that like, I don't know, just this whole, I was just like, everyone had moved on. Why did you have to bring it up again? And so people were obviously upset at him, and then started bringing things up about him. Like, for example, I guess he had some backup dancers, like black backup dancers, and Dr. Hall was black too, but he like didn't pay them. And then when they would ask about it, he just blocked them. And so people were saying that like he will do anything to defend a white woman, but he won't like
for like
his dancers. Yeah. And so
the people like literally
helping him.
Yeah.
And so people started like attacking him. And then we all know Dan Twitter is very toxic. And so when something is happening, people dig up stuff on other people.
That's why I hate Twitter.
Yeah, I absolutely hate Twitter. But I think it's important to acknowledge the things. So people started bringing up stuff about Taylor Swift's past. And the tweet I saw was like 4 different, like it was like it said, and then it was like 4 pictures of different situations. And at first glance, I was like, oh God, this is bad. And it still is bad after looking into it. But I looked into it a little bit, and like, I think they were definitely taken out of context. So one of them was a picture of Taylor with cornrows. It's from an SNL skit. Still, we know SNL has a history of not doing good things. Like they put Jimmy Fallon in blackface. Like, but also it's like Taylor should have, like, I don't know. It's also the person's responsibility to be like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that makes me
So it's not just the writer's fault. So that was the first one. Then there was another one of Taylor Swift dressed up in a geisha outfit, which is like a traditional. Where is that from?
Japanese, I think.
Japanese.
Yeah.
I looked that one up too. It's from a vlog from when she was touring over there. And it's like a tourist thing. Like they'll dress up tourists in that.
Yeah.
But it still is like she should have, thought a little bit more about that one. And the blog is still up, so I don't know much about that one. Another one was a headline, and it was like the Weeknd said that drunk Taylor Swift kept touching his hair, but it was just the headline. And then I looked up the article, and he was like, well, I didn't really care. Like she was a huge fan. She was like talking to me about my music. Still weird though. Very drunk white woman energy. And then the last one was
why did he say it then?
It was like an interview, and he brought it up. I don't know, because he was a fan of her too, I guess. But and then the last one was a picture of Taylor Swift from 2009 standing next to a guy who had a swastika on his shirt. It was like a party. And that one, I was like, okay, that one is bad. That one is bad. And then I looked it up, and the guy was like, she didn't even look at my shirt. I just pulled her in for a picture and took it. So she didn't really know. And I think they've already, like, she's already said something about it.
Yeah.
So still very sketchy things, but they're all like old situations.
Because you can learn from it. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely like am guilty of like the touching a black woman's hair thing. But like, I didn't understand why it was wrong at the time, but now I understand why, and I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And like, it's definitely like, you're not aware of it until somebody points it out to you. And if she's already apologized for it and she hasn't done it again, then like, I think, because like there's like fucking social media stars that will say, oh, I'm sorry for both, or celebrities, even anybody, they're like, oh, I'm sorry for this, and then they continuously do it.
Yeah.
So that's different. Like, that just shows blatantly that you have not learned from the situation. But the fact that it's only just one situation and she hasn't done it again, like, I feel like says something.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't, like, and if you speak on it at one place, like, it's not going to get to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to judge the situations. I think just stan culture in general is very possessive and very much like, we need answers right fucking now. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to cancel you. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like so overwhelming because you have to think. Like, yes, you want to respond quickly, but you also, my marketing brain is working
I was like,
overtime. Because I thought PR was so interesting because I've always been interested in celebrities, and like, especially when scandals happen, I think the way they crisis manage is very interesting. So that's why I have opinions on this. But I think also it has to do with like, stan culture. You feel very possessive over the people you love, and you can't imagine them doing something bad. So because you feel like you know them, your parasocial relationship with them, but you don't know them, and you don't know really anything about them. You see one sliver of their life, and that's just the reality of it. And sometimes you just need to check yourself. Because I definitely was a part of like stan Twitter at some point. I definitely was never as intense as other people. It's
really scary.
Like, I remember I would always go. Yeah, I would always go to like fan events, you know, like I would go to One Direction concerts, I would go to like YouTuber like meet and greets, whatever. And like some of these girls were like just straight up mean, and also like kind of psychotic. Like, they felt really possessive over these people, and they weren't treating them like humans. They were treating them like props, and that never sat right with me. But like, so I'm not one of those people, but I definitely saw it. And especially like the reason why I didn't like Taylor Swift a lot when I was growing up was because she dated Harry Styles. Like, I'm not the only one that thought like that, for sure.
Definitely, I've seen the pattern.
Just, yeah, for sure. And I think like we'll get into this more with like everybody else, but like it really is just deep rooted internalized misogyny. It really is at the end of the day, because everything has been built up around men, and like and then women are always pitted against each other. We'll see that again later. Like it's just, I think that's just how it was, and the media portraying it didn't help. And then having like all these like young horny teenage girls like being like thinking we have a chance, Harry, shaving before concerts because we think we're gonna have like a fanfic moment. I love those TikToks. Yeah. So like it's stupid now that I look back on it, but I never ever, I don't know. I'm sure maybe I did send a hateful tweet out there, maybe once or twice, but it's not that deep.
Shelby, what do you think about the whole Taylor Swift situation, the current one, we can talk a little bit more about the old one after, but just to finish this one off, what do you think about the whole
for the Ginny and Georgia fiasco?
Yeah.
So the stan community has taken it too far. I do think that her tweet was a bit passive aggressive. The only thing I will say about it is two things I have to say. One is that I do think that she has come a long way, because if you look at how she reacted when the whole Kanye thing, she was obviously she was 18, but she was very, kept it inside and didn't really use her platform to speak out for herself. And so she has come a long way in that sense. But the only downfall for when she does use her platform, it's always very helping. Like, it's not her speaking out about Women's History Month because it's Women's History Month. She's speaking out about Women's History Month because it's affected her. So you kind of have to take it what it is. This is coming from, I have listened to her since debut. I've been to every single album, every single concert. I am as close as you can become a Taylor Swift stan without being one. So I would died to meet her. Like literally, I would just, keel right over. But at the end of the day, there is something she does. It is very self-serving. So I don't know, kind of take
That's a healthy way to view it though. Like you can like literally love a celebrity so much, but being able to criticize what they do and like just realizing nobody is a good person 100% of the time is like crucial.
It is the best lesson that every person on Stan Twitter needs to know. It's like, it's okay to want to hold your favorite person accountable. If anything, that shows that you like them more.
Yeah, because you want them to grow as a person.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so you can't just ignore it and attack other people for wanting answers for, these things that happened in the past that like weren't okay. But yeah, I think she does do a lot of things that are like very self-serving. I think times she does try to like, I don't know, like when the whole you need to calm down thing, like that music video where it was like donate to GLAAD or something, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah,
like I feel like a better way to gone about it is like when any ad revenue she got from it, she would donate it to GLAAD or something like that.
She did do something like that.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
okay.
But I don't know. I just felt like she was parading around her gay friends a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just
oh my God, I talked about that in one of my classes one time.
Really?
Because I like now I feel neutral because I'm like, there's no like me hating on a celebrity, like actually hating a celebrity actively does not do anything. So like I critiqued her in class and I was so afraid that a Swiftie was going to be in my class, and I was just like, that's like an issue I have. I feel like but like with Miss Americana, this was before Miss Americana came out, and like it kind of frames it better why she didn't speak out on like things. But that was like my issue with her was like I felt like convenient that she just started talking about LGBTQ plus issues and blah 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 blah.
And with the Me Too moment, she was very quiet until she had her lawsuit. So that's kind of serves as well. But the thing with the You Need to Calm Down music video, the only thing I will defend her on is that Todrick also half directed it. And so I think a lot of that was inspired by him just being like, yeah, we have to do this. And because I feel like Todrick goes the extra mile to kind of impress Taylor, and so I feel like he would do anything. So I feel like he probably was just pulling things out of his ass to be like, we should do this, and then she's like, sure, you're my gay friend.
She trusted him.
Okay, that does make sense. The video does have Todrick Hall energy to the max.
Now that I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
So like that makes a lot. It makes so much sense. So yeah, I think like especially because she would trust her friend that's in the community, like trust them that they would move her the right way.
That's I needed that context because I did not know that.
Good to know.
Because Todrick Hall is talented, but I just think sometimes he needs to.
I think both of them just need to they need to take their own advice.
They really do.
Oh my God, the other day I tweeted Blank Space by Taylor Swift has the same energy as Ray Dunn Ceramics, and I was so afraid that Swiftie Twitter was gonna come for me. I was like, is this I literally because I was like drunk when I thought of that idea. My friend was like, you need to tweet that right now, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I did. I think it's funny. It's like very neutral. Like I don't have
any shade. It's true.
It's just like it's like November and Thursday have the same energy. Like that. It's a very neutral statement. I feel like.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I feel like, and again, Shelby and I are like Swifties, or I don't know if Swiftie is the word. I don't know if I want to put myself in the Swiftie community. Oh, because also Swifties, quote unquote Swifties, were attacking the actresses from the show.
Oh, I was gonna say something about that. Like that. No, you need to find out who the writers are. Yeah. And you need to bully them, if anything.
Because I don't. And again,
she had no choice into what she was saying.
No, and then also Todrick was like, but like when you're an actor, you need to say that like if something makes you uncomfortable, you need to say it. But like that's not how it works. If you're a new actor and you're like. They give you a line, you're just gonna say it. You're not gonna give us because they could fire you and replace you at any given moment.
You can't do that when do that when you're a new actor. You have to have some sort of like standing within the industry. Like you have to be like Leonardo DiCaprio status to be able to do that shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. And
if anything at this point though, Taylor should reach out. I don't remember the actress's name, but she should reach out to her because she's the one getting the brunt of all of this, and she doesn't deserve it. She just
it's not her fault.
I literally don't even think she remembered the line was in the show. I feel like they just were like, "Oh, our new show's out," and then they were like, "I don't even remember saying that," because it's such a tiny moment. But yeah, it kind of felt like they
I feel like she could have definitely like said
Swifties.
something to the writers of like, I don't know, she could have just formatted it way better.
Yeah.
This tweet.
It felt like she sent this in the heat of the moment when she.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Celebrities,
anyway.
let's not do that. Let's think for like maybe sit on it for 12 hours.
Celebrities, let's think.
Like the best, I think, arc of like, not a comeback per se, but Lori Loughlin's daughter, I don't remember her name, but
Olivia Jade.
Yes, Olivia. So she was like very immature, and obviously she was on YouTube like, oh, I'm just going to, like, I'm not even going to class, I'm just going to party or whatever. She took a whole year off, and then she sat down at the red table and had a whole discussion about why it took her so long. And she said that she didn't want to come out to apologize for something if she didn't mean it, if she hadn't changed by that point. And so she took a year to really reflect on herself so that she could change. And I think a lot of celebrities need to take that like kind of approach of like, you actually have to like truly make the effort before you just like throw out an apology and kind of move on.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Period. But yeah, that's Taylor Swift. Again, horrible how they treated her in the past. I feel like society has moved past that.
We've progressed.
Yeah, and then I just feel like the Netflix thing kind of brought up a lot for her, and then it just kind of spiraled. That situation spiraled out of control. But I do think, while she does have a white feminism view of everything, I do think it is improving, and I hope that holding her accountable will improve her reactions to things, and I guess like how she uses her platform, because I absolutely love her.
She's on the right track.
She's on the right track, yeah. She'll get there. Kim Kardashian. So I included this one because, well, we'll get into it. So what are your thoughts on the Kardashians? I don't want to start.
I like them.
Okay.
Oh, they're okay. Like, I don't like love them, but I also don't hate them.
Okay.
They do questionable things like a little too often, so that makes me a little off put by them. But in specifically Kim Kardashian, because she's definitely got like the worst of it, I feel like she's definitely like the biggest one. Yeah, she's definitely the biggest one out of the Kardashian crew.
Clan.
I was trying to avoid that word, but thank you. Oh, clan. Oh, yeah.
And their names all start with K. Yeah, maybe not. Let's say crew.
Thank you. And I don't know. Like, yeah, she's done like very questionable things in her past, like blackfishing and culture appropriation and yada yada yada. There's a laundry list of things, but I also think she's had like good growth in like that she started dedicating herself to like a better good, because she wants to become a lawyer, and like she actually does help people. Like she's doing what she can with her platform, and like I think another negative of like people and how they view celebrities is like they have a lot of power, but also like, wouldn't you rather them focus all their energy into like one thing and like specifically attention to like one person to get them out, rather than like trying to spread themselves too thin, and then at the end of the day it's not personal because she's not going to have enough time to get all these other people out of jail and like listen to their stories. And I think it's admirable that she is taking the time specifically to one-on-one talk to these people and listen to their stories and like get a real feel for them and like have a good fight for them. You know what I mean? So I think that's good what she's doing. I think people just like want to hate on the Kardashians because of how they got famous and that they're famous for nothing. But
Kim did quotes for everyone listening.
Yeah, quotes. I like Kim Kardashian the best, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like out of all of them, like what she's doing is the best. Like,
I love the lawyer character development.
I'm not on the personality levels, like what she's physically doing. That's what I appreciate.
She's definitely had the greatest character arc.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what yes.
Absolutely. I think
because I don't think I have a favorite Kardashian in general, but if I had to pick, I guess it would be Kim. And also we have the same name. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly. Like I'm just kind of neutral on the Kardashians. I like what Kim is doing now.
I watch what they're doing. Like I definitely keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, you definitely do. I don't think I do, but it's just kind of there. Like we are force fed Kardashian content. But the reason I wanted to talk about the Kardashians a little bit is because I think the discourse about the Kardashians is very toxic, and just how the media talks about them and other people talk about them, and especially the whole like. So we all know how Kim Kardashian got famous, but the way we talk about it is very bad, and like the slut shaming that she goes through because of that still to this day is like, I wrote on here, like, you can't pick and choose who you slut shame. You can't defend other people from slut shaming and then go turn around and slut shame someone else because you don't like them. Like, that's not how it works. It's you defend all of them or none of them, and hopefully you're doing all of them because it's not right.
Even today, she on her story, she posted about how like when she was pregnant, and like she literally had so many fucking screenshots of like magazine covers that calling her Fat Kim, and like saying that about how she loses weight, and like having her on the cover like in unflattering positions eating food, like, and I just think that's awful. I don't know. I just saw that today, so I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't know why she did that. She did that because somebody was going through it on social media.
Oh. Shelby, do you keep up with the Kardashians? Like, what do you think of this?
Guilty pleasure. I not love them, but I just love the idea of this following this entire family, and they're all crazy. But I do agree 100% with Kim. Like, they are not great people by any means, but Kim Kardashian is definitely she's had the greatest improvement. And it's like, she is raising 4 kids as well, and then now she's going through her divorce. She has Skims, she has her beauty line, like, she's got a lot of things going on, and so she doesn't need to be helping anyone. And so it is admirable that she is taking her time and putting it towards something, because like, I don't love any of these people, but I'm gonna use this word anyway. I love Kylie. I follow Kylie, like, I'm a big Kylie fan. But, like, she's not doing anything, She sits in her house all day. She shows herself working out. She, like, goes to Palm Springs. She's not doing anything.
She's raising Stormy.
Yeah. Oh, love Stormy.
Look at how many things. All of these are about her weight.
She really had those ready.
Pregnant.
There was
she really did.
And she was like, I literally can't. She's like, that's just some examples. I'm tired of Googling. She literally said that on her story.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's because she watched the Britney documentary, and like she like resonated with how the media treated her. Yeah. So she like told her story. And I guess she had like a condition when she was pregnant with North where she gained a lot more weight. Yeah. And that's so like, and they were like pitting, because Kate Middleton was pregnant at the same time as Kim Kardashian, and they were literally they're like, see, this is Kate Middleton at the same time as Kim Kardashian, and look how much fatter Kim Kardashian is. Like, she's pregnant, and she's already in a fucking vulnerable ass position. Why are you commenting on pregnant? Why are you commenting on women's business?
I worked at the Malibu Theater. It's closed now, but when I was working at the Malibu Theater, she came in when she was pregnant the second time. She was beautiful, but she came in, and they only stayed. They saw that movie with Johnny Depp a few years ago, Black Sail or something, Black Mass. I don't know, whatever it was. Anyway, so they were only in there for like, Kim and Kanye were only in there for like a half hour, and then they left. Kanye went to go get the car, and all the paparazzi, I mean, they were like pressing the window, and we were in there like, we don't know what to do because we've never experienced.
How do they know that they're there? Did they just follow them?
There's kind of a whole thing of like, do they call? Who knows? Yeah. Because like we've had Britney Spears in there, and there were no paparazzi. So like, it kind of just, depends. But we didn't know what to do because there were 2 other people that were working there with us or with me. And we were just like, we don't know. Like, do we try to help her to her car? Like, and she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. And so she, was like, she stepped 1 foot out the door, and she came back in, and she was like, my ass looks so big, and she like took her sweater and like put it around herself to cover her butt, and like, okay, bye ladies, and then left. And we were just like, and she just walked out all calm and fine, and I was just like, I love Kim Kardashian now. And like, one of her, Bethany, one of my friends who worked there, she hated anything with the Kardashians, and then she met Kim, and she was like, oh, I kind of like her now. That also made me like the Kardashians more, because she was very nice, and she like found a phone in the bathroom and turned it in. She was very sweet.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard a lot of good stories about people meeting Kim Kardashian. Like, she's very polite, and will take pictures, and Yeah, I feel like people just like to hate.
Also, I like how you said that
She was literally on ecstasy when she made that sex tape. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's get over it.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Also, I like how you mentioned that it was like keeping up with the famous family, because the Kardashians are America's royal family.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's literally what the royal family is. Like, they're the most famous family in America. Like, we can't.
No, I just think it's just a funny comparison.
It used to be the Kennedys, and now it's the Kardashians.
Absolutely, and we have to like.
Yeah, we all are rating on how North and Stormy turn out. Like,
yeah, I can't.
I
like
can't.
that. Have you seen that TikTok? Have you seen that TikTok? It's like, I got one. No, I got two. No, I got one. I got two.
Yeah.
And it's like reasons to live, and it's like
Stormy
see how Stormy grows up. It's like, no, it's just that.
Yeah, we're all keeping up with the Kardashians whether we want to or not.
Yeah, I think it's just interesting.
Yeah, fun. Anyway, yes, let's stop being mean to Kim Kardashian, because she's not mean to us.
Yeah,
so
she's doing the best she can.
She
I feel
really
like.
is. Okay, Megan Fox.
Also, imagine having your life literally filmed for like 20, like what? 20 years. Oh my God.
And they were in the public eye when they were young. People don't talk about the whole Robert Kardashian thing. Like, they were very much in the spotlight with OJ and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, literally from like the minute she was born, she was.
Yeah. Pretty much. You know, they're from San Diego.
I did, only because I watched the show. I think they mentioned in the show, and I was like, huh?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kris Jenner like went to like La Jolla High School or something like that. Like, she went to high school in San Diego. How crazy is that? Anyways, I just thought that was funny.
So Megan Fox. Okay, so we briefly talked about this when we talked about Jennifer's Body, or when did we talk about this? We briefly talked about what happened to Megan Fox. But
I forget, like, sometimes people
can't see us.
what I'm doing.
But I looked a little bit more into it because I wasn't super informed on what happened to her, but I looked into it and I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely horrible. So for people who don't know, because I feel like everyone knows Megan Fox was treated horribly, but I don't know if anyone knows the specific details, because I definitely didn't.
Michael Bay is just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so Michael Bay, disgusting. This is not a Michael Bay Stan podcast at all. So basically it started with Michael Bay. So Megan Fox was in 2 Transformers movies, but before that she was in Bad Boys 2. And she was a background actor. And she was 15 years old at the time, and she couldn't sit at the bar because she's obviously underage. So what he did, Michael Bay, what his solution to this was, and by the way, she was dressed up in a little bikini, and she is 15 years old, she's a child, and he decided to put her like under a waterfall, which is dancing, which is like, that is sick. That's literally sick. That's disgusting. And she was uncomfortable with it, but like, again, she couldn't really say much because she's a child. You don't really understand what's going on. And so she was talking about this in a Jimmy Kimmel interview. And then I was watching the interview and I could not, Jimmy Kimmel responds, because she says, at 15, I was in 10th grade. That's sort of a microcosm of how Bay's mind works, when she was explaining the situation. And Jimmy Kimmel responded, well, that's a microcosm of how all our minds work. Some of us have the decency to repress those thoughts.
Jimmy Kimmel's my least favorite talk show host. You know how he treats like Billie Eilish too? Like, it's just like, he hasn't grown. He has not grown at all. Like, from that, like, he literally, I think it was like recently, like, Billie Eilish was on there and then he said something about her age, like, oh yeah, you don't get it because like you're like 16.
He just, his comments, he makes her weird. And like, also like when Megan was telling the story, like, they were like, oh, I was 15 and they put me under the waterfall. Everyone cheered.
Everyone's like, woo!
I was like, yo, did you not hear she just said? And she did not look comfortable at all. But
yeah, she literally looked at the audience. She was like,
y'all cheering for that? And then essentially from there, she got blacklisted because Michael Bay was like, and also like the cast of Transformers, like,
he fired her because she spoke out about it.
Yeah.
And this is like before the 3rd Transformer movie was made, and Mr. Michael Bay's ego was hurt and he fired her and replaced her. And then also like the Jennifer's Body situation, how that was marketed. I really hope, like, because I heard that Diablo Cody, who was in charge and of Jennifer's Body, I think she's working on like a Powerpuff Girls like thing.
This show for the CW?
I don't know. Let me
look it up.
But like, I hope she gets to work with Diablo Cody again, because I think they would be a very good pair, because I think like the comedy and the darkness like really goes with what Megan Fox, like, I feel like is talented in.
Sorry, Diablo Cody is leading the CW's Powerpuff Girls live action remake.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I trust her. Like, somebody commented that on like my live stream and I was like, Yeah,
That's
so
fascinating. I
fun.
didn't know that.
But I think she's just constantly been ignored since
Day one.
2008. Like, well, since 15 years old, first of all. But she's like constantly tried to speak out about it, but like her career kind of never recovered because I think everybody just kind of listened to Michael Bay at the time because he was kind of big like in 2008, 2009. Like he was just like throwing out blockbusters, and that was like the big thing at the time. And they kind of just treated her like a piece of meat, and that is not it at all. And I just, and like everything she's been in since, like even New Girl, like I know so many people that were like, I'm like, oh yeah, Megan Fox is a New Girl, and people are like, she was a New Girl, and I'm like,
literally me when you said that.
yeah, I was like, but you're not the first person that like I've had that reaction. I'm like, yeah, she was like actually really good in it. Like
I just haven't seen New Girl, so
yeah, but they didn't like really promote it that much. Like I remember when she first got introduced, I saw a promo about it, but like she wasn't getting like, praised for like her role or anything. Yeah, she just got put in like a wrong space because Michael Bay is definitely like a boys club. Well, Hollywood is a boys club in general, but especially the Michael Bay factor does not help at all. Yeah. Justice for Megan Fox as well.
Yeah,
everybody loves her. Gen Z loves Megan Fox.
Yeah.
So I think just somebody needs to take a chance on her.
Is Michael Bay still in charge of Transformers?
I don't think they're making any more Transformers.
No, they are. They're rebooting it.
Then yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I don't think he ever left.
No, he didn't.
That's sad.
Yeah.
They really need
a funny thing. I used to love those movies.
Really? I never liked them, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I loved them. Like I was like when the Transformers ride opened at Universal Studios, like I literally went opening weekend.
I love the Transformers ride, but
I had like the merch. Like I was in it. Well, because I didn't like it because of like the action part. I loved Shia LaBeouf and I loved Bumblebee. I was obsessed with Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee movie, I love it so much. You don't like it, huh?
I just no.
Anyway, so back to Megan. So I wrote like all the marketing that she was in, all the like movies she was in, completely over sexualized. Like they were, again, like Jennifer's Body, like they were marketing her body and not the movie when it was like a movie for women, but they marketed towards men, which just like doesn't make sense to me. And so she, in one of, I don't know what interview, I think this was like the reunion of Jennifer's Body, but she was talking to Cody Diablo, what's her name? Cody Diablo, yeah. And she was saying, even though I consider myself a feminist, I feel like feminists don't want me to be a part of their group. What is supporting other females if there's only certain ones of us we support? If I have to be an academic or I have to be non-threatening to you in some way, why can't I be a part of the group as well? Because like she feels like she's been ignored and like pushed aside essentially, and even though she's come out and said how she's been treated, and no one really.
Yeah, that's why like I try. I mean, I will say I hate men all day, but I like when it comes to women, I try to like not have a strong feelings about them because like I just feel like it really is internalized misogyny and like competition, because I feel like that's one of the reasons why Megan Fox is often left out of the conversation, because she's like a typical hot girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like quote unquote. So people are just like, they just dismiss her because I think some people have a misconstruation, I don't know, about how the feminist movement works. They're like, oh, if you're hot, like it doesn't really apply to you because the world revolves around you. And it's like, no, because women that are typically hot are objectified as well. Like we're all being objectified, guys. Like let's not pit each other against each other on like who has the worst struggle. Like we're all struggling in different ways.
Like the point of feminism.
Exactly. Isn't that like a Mean Girls line?
Is it?
Something like that.
I don't know. It's just
so funny.
I don't know.
It goes against like the rules of feminism. Like it's definitely like a retro Meaners line.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do think we'll see Megan
Fox. We love you.
We do love you. Kristen Stewart. I just included this one. There's not much to cover about this one, but it's just basically when she was in Twilight, everyone was making fun of her acting and like just her role and those movies in general. And once the movies were over, all the other actors kind of like Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner.
I think all of them kind of went through a lull period.
Yeah, but I feel like the way they treated Kristen Stewart was
way worse, for
way
sure.
Worse.
But I think just like the like Twilight effect just like completely like slapped all of their careers in the face.
Yeah.
But definitely Kristen Stewart got the worst of it.
What is he doing? Isn't Taylor Lautner's career still dead? What's he up to?
I don't know what he does.
He wasn't even in Shark Boy and Lava Girl 2.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, he wasn't.
It's like, sir, that's like one of your only two big roles. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I think Kristen Stewart would definitely got the worst of it, obviously, because of like the acting and whatever. But like, she's proved her acting chops.
She absolutely has.
Yeah.
And I think like I saw this on TikTok, and like I had never considered or viewed this situation from that lens, and I was like, oh my god. But basically, someone was like, if teenage girls like something, it is immediately considered trashy, quote unquote, and cheap, quote unquote, and like not a high entertainment. But like, and say whatever you want about the Twilight movies, but they're a good time. Obviously, they wouldn't have made that much money if they weren't a good time.
It's like Fast and the Furious. Like that's also like a really trashy, like not great, like exactly like series. But like men don't trash on that because they like it.
And no, like, what's his name? Vin Diesel doesn't get treated the way Kristen Stewart got treated.
No, absolutely not. I like Vin Diesel too. I like Kristen Stewart and Vin Diesel equally.
Okay.
But yeah, I also feel really bad about the Charlie Angels reboot because I just don't think that was like I liked it, but I definitely think it could have been better.
Yeah.
And I really was like rooting for Kristen Stewart to get that bag. So like, but I don't think I don't know if they're gonna make a sequel or not. Yeah. It wasn't very well received. Anyways,
we'll have to say I'm like mentally prepared. Though I'm sorry in advance to trash her when the Princess Diana movie comes out, because that is just some horrific casting, I have to say, and it really makes me angry.
Yeah, I don't know why they casted Kristen Stewart as Princess Diana.
I mean, I when I saw the pictures, I was like, okay, I get why she looks like her, but I feel like the crown casting just was a little bit better.
You like look at her, like the photos that are usually of her like walking past far away. Like I'm like, all right, sure, she looks like her, but acting wise, I don't know. She has to really bring her acting chops to pull off that.
I'm excited to see it.
I think it's big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So she's kind of fucked either way.
Also, the timing, like they just really said Princess Diana and then Princess Diana.
That always happens. That always happens. Like, because like Hollywood gets word of like what's going on. They're like, okay, we gotta go. Gotta make our own version. Like, why there was like 3 Penguin movies. Like
those
when we were children,
that came out, it was like Friends with Benefits and then No Strings Attached.
Yeah,
and it came out like 6 months apart or something.
It always happens like that, or like the Ants movie and then Bugs Life. Like it just always happens like that.
I just know that like all the discussion about that movie is going to be comparing the Crown one to the
oh, for sure.
One.
And the Crown one is pretty good, so I've heard.
Yeah, she got a Golden Globe.
Oh yeah, she did. Congrats.
If you're listening, congrats. But yeah, that's pretty much it about Kristen Stewart. I think, she's improving. Like she's getting more roles.
The thing that I love about this is that like social media has like shone like light onto these people that have been mistreated in the past, and they're kind of getting like welcomed back.
Oh yeah.
So I like that.
That is the other pattern. Yeah. Other than men, the other pattern is that they're, getting a resurgence.
Yeah.
And like a comeback. Which comes to our next one, Miley Cyrus.
I have so many thoughts about this. Can I?
You lead this because you looked way more into it than I did.
Oh my god, because like I grew up with Hannah Montana was my favorite show. That's a show I grew up with. I literally wanted to have a double life. Like I wanted to go to school and I also wanted to be a pop star. Like that was
as
goals.
One does, yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember I was like definitely like prime age for all of us. So like I remember like being there. Like I was getting the J14 magazines as they were coming out, like off the presses. Like I literally like I think it was like weekly they would drop, or like every 2 weeks or something. But I was like every time I knew it was coming out, I was like, Mom, we have to go to Barnes & Noble. I have to get this J14 magazine. Like, I need to know what's going on, because like I didn't have like a cell phone. Like the internet wasn't as big as it was before. And also like I wasn't allowed to watch YouTube. So I would have to go. I would go to my friends' houses to watch these videos. Oh my God, guys. Like I was like a stan, and it really like, okay. So basically Miley Cyrus, icon, Hannah Montana, I think she was the first star of like Disney Channel, like as a girl. I don't know what you put, but I'm just gonna go off the top of my head.
Well, let me cover this really quickly.
Okay.
I'll just read through it before you go. So basically, I started looking into why she's been very outspoken that she didn't enjoy her experience on Hannah Montana and like what happened during it, but I didn't really know much about it. So I looked into it. Basically, they were horrible to her. And they, like she said, she's been saying like it gave her anxiety, it gave her body dysmorphia. Like they would work her 12-hour days, which is
she started it when she was 12.
Yeah, that's
or something,
absolutely horrible.
Like 11 or something.
And she said in an interview with Marie Claire that she said, I would have anxiety attacks. I'd get hot flashes feeling like I was about to pass out or throw up. And then they were filming an episode and Miley got her first period. She was wearing white, but she was so like, she felt like she was so pressured to do it that she just went to her mom crying and said, like, you're just gonna have to put the tampon in and I have to be on set, which is that is absolutely horrible. Ray Cyrus has said, he said this show destroyed his family.
Because I don't think they understood like how
what was gonna happen.
Yeah, because that was like, I think if you guys are interested in this, definitely go watch Mila Tequila's video. It's literally amazing about the Mandy and Mandy versus like Demi and Selena thing. Like she talks a lot about this. That's where I got like kind of like all my information, like timeline wise. And also she's gonna make a video specifically about Miley Cyrus, and she just does a great job. So definitely go follow her. And like, oh, fuck, I don't remember where I was going with that.
These are your notes.
Oh yeah, but basically, yeah. So she started this when she was like 13, whatever, and then she was huge, right? Oh, the thing what I was gonna say was it had its biggest premiere for like a Disney Channel show for like at the time, like it was the biggest, and it was like one of the highest rated cable shows like overall.
Oh wow!
Like it was like a huge deal, and it was like overnight success. So this girl was like, this 12-year-old girl was literally catapulted into fame, and she like she auditioned for the best friend part. She wasn't even like there for the main character. So I could only imagine like how big of a toll that would have on your head. You know what I mean? And then as like time goes on, like Disney Channel is obviously capitalizing on this, making more and more shows, getting more and more people. So she starts dating Nick Jonas, right? Who's also at like their peak of their career. And that's like a whole different thing. After they break up, she goes through like her rebellious phase. She dyes her hair dark. She starts wearing like short shorts and like wearing like heavy makeup, blah, blah, blah. Like what girls do,
right?
You know, when she was like 15 at this time, like a freshman in high school. Think about like people being in your business that bad when you're a freshman in high school.
No.
Like
no.
That's psycho. And then like I remember when these pictures got leaked of her, and it happened like multiple times from the same person. Like the same person kept on like selling things to the media. And like because he spaced it out so long, people kept on thinking like, oh, she's not learning her lesson. Like why is she doing things like this? But it's all from this one like leak. But he just like spaced it out. Like and he was 19, the guy that did this. And she was 15, and they were like sexually explicit pictures. They were like pictures of her in underwear, and she's 15 years old. She might have been even younger when the pictures were taken. Like it's so fucked up, and she was vilified for it. Everybody was like, why is she doing this? She's a bad role model, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, those pictures were not meant to be out. Like she's literally just like, she's already having to grow up so fast because of the overnight success from her show. And then also like finding like her first like love essentially in the public eye, and like that having like to display out, going on tour. Like, oh my God, I just think I literally get anxiety thinking about it.
I don't think I'd be able to handle it.
No, nobody should have to handle that. That is so awful how they do that. And I don't think any other Disney Channel star has had that type of pressure or success on them.
They've they've all been like absolutely mistreated, but I think
Miley got the worst of it for sure. And she like everything she did was scrutinized after that. Literally every single thing. And like I remember when she was like 15 or 16 also, she got a Vanity Fair cover where she was like on like she just had a sheet on, and like her back was exposed. She was wearing dark makeup, and everyone was like coming for her, and she had to apologize. She's like said fuck that, I don't know. And like, who cares that much? Why are you in like a 15-year-old girl's business like that? Like let her live. Like, literally let her live. Like, it's so upsetting. And also, like, how they, like, I remember in J14 magazines, like, they would always have, like, polls about, like, oh, do you like Miley or Selena better? Do you think Miley and Selena are better with Nick? What do you think, Miley and Mandy or Demi and Selena? And I was so heartbroken because I love Demi and Miley. Those are my favorite women. And the fact that they were being pitted against each other.
You sitting there
so
with
sad.
a pencil like, oh no.
No, I would leave it blank. I would literally not participate. And it just was hard, like, as a kid to, like, watch your favorite person be scrutinized like that because, like, and Demi too, they both went through shit. So, like, it was hard for me to process it, and my parents would just be like, you can't, like, listen to her anymore or something like that. And it made me really sad because Breakout was literally, that was a cultural reset for me. I rediscovered it today, and oh my god, I can't stop playing it.
It's a great album.
Breakout and Full Circle are my favorite songs off the album, and Fly on the Wall. Oh my god, it's so good.
Fly on the Wall was the first song I ever bought. Ever. I literally, my mom we sat at the little computer, my mom made an iTunes account, and I, like, because I got coins to give to my mom because it was like $1.25, I don't know.
20.
And,
or I think it was 99 cents about
time. And I bought that song and La La Land. And they were the, like, Demi Lovato first songs I ever purchased because they're that good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, like, imagine having, like, your dumb, like, 15-year-old, like, beefs and also dumb boy drama be just blown out of proportion. And I think Selena and Miley have said now, they're like, it wasn't even, like, real. Like, we didn't it was just stupid boy drama. And oh my god, guys, oh my god, I was just watching Disney Channel games. The 2008 Disney Channel games got put on Disney Plus, and Miley wasn't in the games, but she, like, like, opened it or something.
Like saying?
She sang, and then also she presented the award, and also Nick Jonas's team won that year, and it was just like, okay, guys, so yeah, it's so funny because I just watched it. So, like, when the guy Arwen was the one, like, hosting it, the adult that was hosting it, Arwen from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, the janitor.
Oh,
that guy who was hosting it. And then he was like, and here to announce the winner is Miley Cyrus. And you can see Miley Cyrus or Selena Gomez not clapping. She literally didn't clap at the beginning, and then, like, she, like, slowly clapped. And then Nick Jonas was literally on the opposite side of the stage from where Miley was. And once they were, like, done, like, it was, like, presented to them, Miley just walks off the stage. And I was like, I want to be on the fly on the wall. And the situation, like, that must have been so funny. And also I noticed that Selena and Demi didn't really participate in the games. Like, they were on the teams, but every time there was a challenge, they weren't there. Oh my god, the way I hyper-analyzed the Disney Channel games, because I just loved that when it was happening.
Yeah, I did too. It was like the original Hunger Games.
Yeah, so when it got put on Disney Plus, I was like, I gotta watch this shit. And then because I knew we were doing this episode, and I had just watched, like, the beef video, I was, like, focusing in on what was going on.
You were like, this mindset they were in.
Yeah, crazy. It's so interesting. Anyways.
But yeah, Miley Cyrus is back. Like, her new album, amazing. Like, I think rock is definitely her forte, I think.
Yeah. I want her and Demi to go back to, like, their pop. Well, Miley's already done it, but I want Demi to go back to her, like, La La Land shit.
Oh my god, that album's really good. But
don't forget, it's literally one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah.
I said it.
No, it is. Yeah. And I think Miley definitely, like, I like that she's being very outspoken about what happened to her. She doesn't really take shit from anyone anymore. Like, she's like, this is how it is, and you will not treat me like this.
Yeah.
It is evident in her music. Like, I think she's
over being vilified. She's, like, definitely taking the narrative and, like, writing it herself. And I think that's super empowering to see, especially as, like, a lot of people my age, like, grew up watching her and seeing her literally being torn to shreds and her, like, kind of reclaiming her own name and, like, making it about herself is just, like, so empowering and so important, I think. Oh my god, I can't. I'm so happy for her. I love Miley. Miley, I love you. If you won't, but I'm just putting it out into the universe.
Miley, come on the podcast, please. Just kidding. Lizzo. I almost skipped Lizzo. So this one I added because, well, let me just get into it. So we all know and love Lizzo. Lizzo is great. However, the media is absolutely horrible to Lizzo, and not just the media. Her Instagram comments, I can't even look at them because the way people talk about her is so horrible. But so Lizzo is plus size, and she has been through extreme fat shaming in the media, like absolutely horrible treatment. And I was looking into, because I was trying to find like articles and stuff for the Lizzo situation, and I found this one, and I didn't know this had happened. But Jillian Michaels, who is one of the coaches on The Biggest Loser,
which is an awful show,
absolute one of the worst television shows to exist, disgusting. But oh my God, I could do a whole episode about how horrible The Biggest Loser is. But so she was a coach on that. I don't know if that show's still happening, but she said something about Lizzo where she said that we shouldn't glorify unhealthy obesity, is what she said. And then I found an article, and it was an opinion article, and it was like Jillian Michaels is right, and that we shouldn't be glorifying obesity. And I think this is a horrible take, because that is not what is going on. And that is not what you should be taking from this. The fact of life is that there are plus size people that exist, and it is important to be represented in the media. And so when you see other plus size celebrities out there, like, no, I don't know, like it's important because you see yourself in a position of fame and like of power, and it's important for everyone to have. And I just think that's not what with the whole glorifying obesity thing. And also, why are we in other people's health business? Go to the doctor, mind your own business.
It's like, so, like, especially because like you don't know what other underlying issues are like restricting that person from like losing weight, or like even if they don't want to lose weight, that's not your fucking business. Like, why does their weight affect you? They're literally simply existing. And like Lizzo is also, I really appreciate her as like a plus size person because of how she like handles it. And and like every interview, I think she had like an interview with David Letterman kind of recently where she's like, why can't I just like be an activist? Like, why do I have to be a Black and an activist? Why do I have to be fat and an activist? Why can't I just be an activist? Like no other person, like if you're like not Black, if you're not Asian, if you're not a woman, plus size, whatever, like you don't get that label like associated with her. And I feel like I've had like a similar, I feel like she's been dragged for that view too. But it's like, why do I have to be labeled a fat activist? Why do I have to be labeled as a plus size like fashion TikToker, whatever the fuck? Why can't I just be a fashion TikToker? Why can't she just be a activist, period? Like, why does that label have to be attached to it?
With what like Jillian had said was, when you label someone based off of their weight, you literally strip them down to nothing but that. And it's like they're a whole other person, and they have all these other things that they can contribute to society or talents that they have, but you're literally stripping them down to one single attribute. And that's what's dangerous, is why are you judging on something or commenting on something when there's so much more than that?
It just feels, like what you said, it feels really limiting. Like, oh, I can only speak on things as a fat activist, or I can only speak on things as a fat person. Like, I can speak on things as a person. Why the fuck does my weight have to contribute to this conversation? Like, it definitely can like bring a different perspective, but it's also like, it's not everything. And the way people, like fat people in general, are treated in the media is just so
disgusting.
It's draining as well. Like, it makes me like nervous for like, hopefully whenever I like do anything, whatever I want to do, like if I get notoriety for anything, like it just makes me nervous, I guess, for like how people are going to treat me, I guess. I'm definitely in like a better headspace now, and I think Lizzo is definitely in a good headspace now, and she handles it with such grace. She honestly does. Especially when it's every fucking day, and she still posts, like she's still living her life, and I think that's like the beauty of it. I really admire her as a person,
and like just spreads nothing but positivity around her. Like it just like comes off of her, like it's just soaking out of her skin. Like she's just so positive all the time.
That's the thing with celebrities. Like, they can say all these things, like they can be like, I stand for blah 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 blah, but they don't ever like act on it, really. Like, and that's a main issue that I see with like apologies from celebrities, or like statements from celebrities. Like, they say one thing, but you're not living out what you're saying. But Lizzo is absolutely living out what she's saying, 110%, and she's unapologetic about it, really. So I think she's a person to stand.
Absolutely.
Posted, I think just last week or maybe 2 weeks ago now, where picture of her at the start of the pandemic and then a picture of her like currently, and she had lost I think like 20 pounds or whatever it was, but she had done it in such a way of like, see how happy I am in this photo, well I'm also happy in this photo, like there is no
my gosh.
And she like put them next to each other, and it was just such a like a nice thing to be like, you know what, I loved myself then and I love myself now, I'm on a different journey now, but
that's
you
so
know
important.
Yeah.
That is so important because like I feel like a lot of people are like, when they come like from a weight loss journey, like they're like, oh, it's always like a picture of them like sad or something,
yeah,
and whatever, but it's like, no, you can love yourself at all stages, and it's a process, and like you're on your own process, like whatever. So we love Lizzo.
Yeah, we love Lizzo.
She's such a great performer too.
She's absolutely amazing.
She's so good. I got to see her live, and I was just like, I didn't know like really anything about her, and I like went with my friend because he was like, you're gonna love her. Like you are gonna like her music is fucking fantastic.
It really is, yeah.
And I went and I was like, oh yeah. And I was like fully on like a Lizzo like rampage for like months after that.
And I think she's definitely, like you guys both mentioned, like she's definitely one of those celebrities that it will be very beneficial of you to follow on social media.
Yeah.
Everything she posts is so on everything.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, like definitely Lizzo's one to follow.
For sure.
When I saw her perform, it was like I had left church. Like she put on like such a like, it was like a moment, you know. And so she kept saying, and I just like left there like, oh my God. But she said, if you can love me in any stage that I'm at, you can love yourself. And I was just like, it was
she literally gives positive affirmations as she's performing, and it's like really like, I forgot about that part.
It was like,
like she's literally preaching. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like whenever concerts happen again, you need to spend your money and go see Lizzo, because it is like an absolute positive experience. Oh my God, I'm literally crying. I forgot about that part. Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lizzo, we love you. She's not listening. If Lizzo's listening, we love you. But yeah, Janet Jackson. So, Shelby, you wrote this one, right?
I added that one, yeah.
Okay, do you want to leave this one a little bit? Because, oh God. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, it's just Justin Timberlake, we hate you.
The Super Bowl, I did not write the year. I don't remember. It's kind of all a blur. What was it like?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a long time ago. But it was Justin Timberlake live on television in the middle of the Super Bowl, you know, ripped her blouse and her boob fell out. And she was the one that was, you know, pitted for that. And that's now why we have the delay on TV. That's like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is. And then at the 46th Grammy anniversary, her invitation was rescinded, yet Justin was able to go, and he even won 2 awards that year. And she said in like an interview, I think with Oprah, like years ago, that it was just the most heartbreaking thing because Justin was her friend. Like above all else, she looked at Justin as a friend, and he kind of like turned his back on her and like let her take the blame for everything. And her career like never bounced back after that. Like she's just not the same performer but like the same, like in the media, she's not taken seriously as she was back then when she was like,
it's not her fucking fault. It literally was not her fault at all. It's Justin Timberlake.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake, what's wrong with you?
He's a whole other problem.
I have words for him when we get to Britney.
Oh, yeah.
Words. But I think I was too young to understand what was going on when the Janet Jackson thing happened. It was just kind of like one of those things I saw in my textbooks, and I also like heard about it, you know? Yeah. So I can only imagine.
Pretty young, so I definitely didn't watch it on TV, but it was it's a big deal.
People still talk about it to this day. Yeah. So it's a big deal, and like I think people just view it kind of now as like a ha-ha funny moment, but it's not a ha-ha funny moment. Her career was literally ruined, and Justin Timberlake went on for years of success, and he never ever consoled her, really, to our knowledge. He just recently publicly apologized, which we'll get to.
Which is too little, too late. He literally assaulted her on television, and it was not.
Oh yeah, and then he literally sang the lyric, I'll bet I'll have you naked by the end of this song. And then that's when he rips her shirt.
It
literally followed that line. And so it was like, how intentional, Justin.
so gross. Literally disgusting. I don't know.
It's really, I really like Justin Timberlake too, so it's very hard for me.
Really?
It's so hard. It makes me so sad. But anyways, Meghan Markle, you want to take the lead on this one too?
Oh my God.
With your Meghan and Harry mug.
Oh, I know, I broke it out today.
Is that the one I got you?
Yeah, you got it for me.
Yeah.
Cute.
I went to the first day I was in London was the day they got married.
Did you know they have Funko Pops of Meghan?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
their wedding
also
ones.
got me that. I have it.
I saw it at the Funko store and I was like, this is amazing. Like, that is such a fun
It's so
Funko.
cute.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you want to talk a little bit about what you wrote?
Oh, I'm just so irritated about it. The whole thing it just has my blood boiling because one, I think that it is more than just her being a woman. It is also because she is Black. Mm-hmm. And so her entering this family, it's like the biggest shock to just ever hit, you know? Yeah. And so obviously,
so weird because he's so far removed from like he's never gonna be king.
No,
ever. Like if
all those people die and he becomes king, there's so many other issues going on in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Concerned about. Like, it just
makes you feel free to love whoever he wants. Like any of them should. It's weird that they like feel limited in like their dating options. You know what I mean? But like I don't know why it's such a big deal what Harry does because he literally is so far down the line.
I think it has a lot to do with the Princess Diana.
Yeah, and he kind of grew up more like. William grew up very much in the media, but it was so much more serious because we all knew he was going to become king. Mm-hmm. But Harry did not grow up. So he lived a very like playboy lifestyle of, you know, hopping from girl to girl. And he had his whole I think it was in Vegas where he like streaked or something. There is just such, so I think he was just portrayed by the media as someone so different. So like, I think the media feels like they could poke and prod at him more so than William because, like, he's going to be the king, obviously, one day. But Harry then, like, obviously was a huge thing of finding out that he was even dating anyone because everyone wanted him. It's kind of like, you know, what you said about how you didn't like Taylor Swift because she was dating Harry Styles. She dated Harry Styles. It's kind of like that of, like, everyone like, oh, my God, Harry's taken. We have to it is.
When I was in London, I remember when we were going to class, I was like, imagine if we were like studying abroad when like Harry was like on the town, like when he was going to clubs all the time. I was literally telling my friends, I was like, that would be so fun.
It would be.
Like just like partying with like Prince Harry. Like how fun would that be? Sorry, I just wanted to put that in there. Because it's definitely a thought I had like every time I went out to the club.
But when though it came out that, you know, Harry was dating Meghan, it was completely different than when Kate was announced. Like 100%. One, I probably had a lot to do with the American media now coming into play. But I think her race also had a huge part in it, if 100%. Not like the whole part of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's and it's still crazy how it's going on today. Like this is happening right now. Like
God, when they announced that they were stepping down, that was like a crazy day.
Yeah. I remember seeing that and I was like, no way that.
Yeah,
like, which, like,
I feel like it hits different for Americans because we are not like directly.
Yeah,
like,
we don't really know what's going on over there, but
even though like we understood that was a big deal.
Yeah.
I can only imagine if you were like actually British and like they said that and like I wanted to like put myself there that day and see how everybody was reacting.
Like I cannot explain Brexit to you, but I can tell you what that
means.
What them leaving the royal family means.
I'm very interested to see their interview.
In a certain sense, history is repeating itself because King, I don't remember his name. They're all have the same name, but he had stepped down. Her Queen Elizabeth's uncle had stepped down and married an American woman, and so. It's like you would think you would know to not like berate this woman. It's already happened, you guys. Come on now, keep up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I do think her race absolutely has to do with
how it's
treated for sure. And I think it's a valid fear. I feel like Harry, like William definitely had to like suck it up, quote unquote, a little bit more because he's just like eventually he will be king. Like that's just a fact. So I think he had to like internalize a lot of things, especially when it came to his mother. Where for us, Harry had like more room to like kind of be more outspoken about it. And like, I think he took it a little bit harder because, yeah, I feel like I remember him taking it a lot harder than William, because I think William has always, like, from birth pretty much has been primed, like, you will be the king eventually. So they definitely like put more attention on him. So I think it's a valid ass fear. Like in his like the little trailer for the Oprah interview that's coming out this next week.
Yeah.
Like he was like, he literally said like, I'm afraid of history repeating itself. So it's smart of him to protect his family and take it out of the situation, because there's like the royal family is the royal family. Like they have so many things that they can do, and he's seen like how his mother was treated and what happened to her, and obviously he's gonna not want the person that he loves more than anything on this earth to like be protected as well, because I'm sure he has deep trauma from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah, exactly. It's valid as hell.
Yeah.
Valid as hell, Harry.
But it's so interesting that he's coming out and saying that, because Meghan,
it's huge. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the whole pressure's been put onto Meghan as if like she was the one who like coaxed him into coming out of the royal family, when, let's be real, he probably met Meghan and was like, she's my golden ticket out of this place.
Yeah, it's true. I like, and that's another thing with the media. Like they definitely were like, oh, she's like trying to coax him. Like she's trying
to get into the royal family.
Yeah,
like, all
I really
weird...
don't think she cares. Like it's really not that deep. Like it's really not. Like it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how that makes sense, but it does.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't, whatever. But I'm really interested to see what they have to say, and I'm
very excited for the interview.
It's going to be a big deal.
Wait, really quickly, what happened? I don't know that much about it because I didn't look that much into it. But like, this happened like today or yesterday. Like, it's because I don't know exactly what's happened, but they were saying that Meghan was like bullying.
Oh yeah, the Kensington staff. They finally, the like royal family was coming out saying like, oh, she started, or like not the royal family, but like the Kensington staff is now coming out, or they're allowing it to come out, that she was bullying them. But it's like, why are you saying this now?
Yeah, right before the interview.
But like, also, I think like, especially what I noticed is like, British people, especially in the royal family, but like they have different ways of moving through things, and I feel like Meghan definitely didn't get as much training as everybody else, so she doesn't know the etiquette as well as everyone else. So I think maybe they were just perceiving it as her being rude, but it's just like American style and British style is very different. And
the royal family would think I'm a monster.
Yeah, 100%.
They would see me put the elbows on the table and it would be over.
Yeah,
like I don't think I could survive a day there. So like it makes sense. But yeah, like I think they're taking how her actions were out of context, because like one of her co-stars from Suits was like, absolutely not. Like you are not going to bully her. Like she was the nicest person. I worked with her for 10 years.
She seems so sweet too.
Yeah. And the worst part is like, this isn't over. This is going to happen for the rest of their lives.
Like literally, have you guys watched The Crown?
Yeah. Well, it's like in The Crown when JFK comes and they perceive him as being so rude, but it's like their entire system on how to approach a queen is completely different than, well, I guess like you would approach a president, not like abruptly, but it's still, still the same.
The customs are very different.
Yeah.
Like, period.
Yeah.
So I just think they're just, I don't know. I feel like there's so many secrets that like Harry and Meghan probably know that they're just worried that will get out. But I really just think they're really just trying to live a happy life, like peacefully and calmly. They're literally in Santa Barbara. They're literally minding the fucking business. I
don't think they want to stir the pot. I think they literally have to defend themselves.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think a lot of people are like, oh, they're just causing more drama. But it's like, no, like, the British media has literally dragged Meghan through the mud. Like, I remember seeing, like, the covers while I was there, and I was like, why do they hate this woman so much? Like, I feel like she's, like, why is it that deep? It's so weird.
It's just racist. Like,
well, they really dragged her as well, through the whole, right before, like, the wedding and her dad and that whole thing on, her relationship with her father. It just, they really pinned her as being, like, this lower-class person to them. Which they didn't do to Kate. Instead, they were like, "Oh, Kate, come in." Even though you had some like wild days in your college years, you can still come in and sit with us. But Meghan, I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems a little off, which it is.
Yeah.
I feel like when you watch The Crown, you're like, yeah, things are off.
Yeah.
Something's not right. But also, nobody wants to say it outright because the royal family is fucking scary.
Oh, they scare me. They're not gonna listen. The Queen is not listening to this podcast.
We are literally a blip in the system.
Yeah. For them. No, but also like.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like really quickly like how they were the royal family or whatever where they wanted Netflix to mark The Crown as fictional.
Oh yeah.
And Netflix was like, no.
Yeah.
But I think it's really strange, not a conspiracy, but like the fact that Prince Philip just is 99 years old and had open heart surgery is the most baffling thing to me. It's like, let the poor man be. How long are you trying to like let this man live for? He probably wants to go.
I forgot I've seen all these people like in life.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because I was there because the Queen's birthday celebrated in summertime, and they do like a whole ass fucking parade. And I remember being on the railing, and I literally just blocked that onto right now. Like I literally watch all these people like go and parade around.
That's crazy because like,
and I saw them like on their like come out on their little balcony and like wave and stuff.
That's so exciting.
It was so cool.
I literally can't even tell you when Joe Biden's president. I mean, when Joe Biden's birthday is.
No.
Like who? No. I can't tell you when the Kardashians. I mean, I guess the Kardashians are more of the equivalent, but I can't tell you when their birthday.
Well, the Queen's birthday isn't celebrated on her birthday.
On her birthday,
yeah. Oh, really?
It's literally like a couple months after. I don't know why.
Or Queen, they like have a certain day that they celebrate it on.
Yeah.
I don't know the history behind it, but
interesting.
Yeah, I learned about it, but it went in one ear out the other.
Yeah. The royal family is just very interesting to learn about, and all there's just little rules they have.
If you guys are interested to see what happened, if you're listening and like interested in the royal family, if you haven't watched a video about what happens after the Queen dies, you need to watch it. It's literally the most interesting thing that happens.
Yeah,
I think ever. Like when it happens, it's going to be very interesting to watch.
I think I saw the royal jewels because I went to London in 2012, and I remember, again, I was 12, so like didn't know what was going on. I was just very excited to be there, and I remember we went to this exhibit where it was like jewels or the royal jewels. I was like, why are we here? But like I didn't really understand what was happening.
Yeah,
I took like a bunch of pictures, but I didn't really understand. And I've always like museums that I remember being like, what is the big deal, guys? What is the big deal here? And like now I understand like how huge it is. But like
so fascinating. It really is. Like, there's so much history involved with it. I'm a big fan, and I'm very excited for this interview.
Yes.
Anyways,
when does it come out?
Sunday.
So right? By the time
Sunday? Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the time this comes out, it already happened. So give us your thoughts on our Instagram.
That's scary. Yeah. Okay, so
our last, but certainly not least, is Miss Britney Spears.
But you don't think she's been so much as vilified? I like wrote a few things down, but I don't think she's been so vilified in the media. She's been more of a victim to the media.
Yeah, for sure.
But there are a few things that she was, especially during her like breakdown in 2007. Like she definitely was very much seen as like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
When
like. Yeah, her mental health issues were completely like not even minimized. They were not even on the radar.
Yeah.
Because mental health, like in celebrities' mental health, is a very new thing to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely within the last maybe even 5 years. Like I don't even think 10 years. Like it's very recent. Like nobody ever talked about it. People just wrote it off as they're being crazy, like straight up. And that's just not the case at all.
Yeah.
And obviously watch the Framing Britney Spears documentary. It does a really amazing job of like framing what's going on.
Yeah.
Literally the title. And I also was a big Britney stan when I was little. I literally had like a little doll set. I loved her so much. And I remember, it's just like a weird feeling watching somebody literally get obliterated by the media. And you're just like kind of, especially when you're younger and it's happening, you're just like kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why it was sad to see. I don't think anybody I knew was like, oh, fuck Britney Spears, blah, blah, blah. I think everyone was just confused as to what was going on because, again, like, mental health wasn't fucking talked about. So people were just, like, straight up confused.
I think the biggest impact it had in terms of culture in, like the general people discussing was, like kind of like how Taylor Swift's, like, dating life was used as a joke. Britney Spears shaving the head thing was used as a joke.
And her virginity.
Yeah.
Also. Justin.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Justin. Fuck. Do you want to go over your points and then I'll read his little apology?
Yeah. So what shocked me the most in the framing, and I like grew up, you know, very much with Britney. And so, but I don't remember this at all. I mean, I would have been like 10 years old. But apparently in that Diane Sawyer episode, she, a Maryland governor, had said that she was so disappointed in Britney because of how she was like sexualizing herself and, you know, the music videos and the photo shoots, that she wanted to shoot Britney. And Britney was just so horrified that someone would say that about her. And she was like, that was awful. And then Diane Sawyer backed up the governor.
Really
like, I
young
think that
too. Yeah.
So
Diane
young.
Sawyer, oh my God, I didn't know that.
Wait. Diane Sawyer defended the governor?
You did not. Yeah. And she was like, well, you are like portraying yourself to these kids. They can't watch their kids all the time. Like you are.
Doesn't.
I will.
You.
I will. Yeah, I will never understand this whole thing of like, but you're a role model. Like, no one is.
You're a person before.
They're not babysitters.
Yeah.
Celebrities are not babysitters.
Yeah. If you don't like what your kids are seeing,
that is your your job as a parent.
Diane. What the hell?
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
And I remember in the documentary, she was just like, ew, why would someone say something like that? Like, why would you support somebody literally wanting to inflict violence on somebody?
Yes.
That is crazy. That's crazy, actually. Anyway, go ahead with the Justin Timberlake thing.
And then Justin Timberlake, you know, well, obviously the whole, her losing her virginity to him, like that was a whole thing. But after they had broken up, and then Diane Sawyer also asked Britney, like, were you to blame for that? But he used her as lookalike of her in the Crimea River music video of just like, you know, egging on the whole, like her breaking Justin's heart and kind of like villainizing her in that sense as well of like, oh, well, you know, poor me. Britney broke my heart.
And like it like insinuated that she cheated on him, which absolutely was not the case at all. And I think like that's another thing with like media and like how journalists like interview celebrities at all. You know how like everybody's like, oh, your guys are like snowflakes, you can't handle the truth. But it's like, no, sometimes like just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean all their business needs to be like poked and prodded at. Like it really doesn't. And that's why like when celebrities have questions that are off limits and like people are like, that's so weird, why don't they want to talk about it? I was like, sometimes you just don't want to talk about it. And that it's really not their business. Like if they don't want to talk about it, maybe if they're still processing what happened to them, like, and they can, social media, they can do it on their own time. You know, like when they want to talk about it, they can. If they don't want to talk about it, they don't have to talk about it. Imagine you feeling obligated to talk about every single breakup that's happened in your life, every single bad thing that you've done. Like that is just
on television.
And it's like, you're not a snowflake for not wanting to like want those questions to be asked. Like you have the full right to process things at your own speed. Anyways, so Justin Timberlake's apology or lack thereof apology. First of all, I'm fucking over the Notes fucking app, fucking apologies. Let's get that.
I don't understand why people. I would like they should just say it in a video.
That's what I was literally just about to say. That I was like, if you're taking the time to type out this message, you can sit there and record yourself.
It's so much more personal, and I think people can read you and see if you mean it.
I think it's because like YouTubers are really bad at apologies.
Oh, that's true.
And like they fake it, so they're just afraid. But like I feel like this is just not as good.
But also even written by Justin, it could have been written by his PR team and then just put out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, his message says, I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond. I'm deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn, did not speak up for what is right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism. I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, both individually, because I care for and respect these women, and I know I have failed. I also feel compelled to respond in part because everyone involved deserves better, and most importantly, because this is a larger conversation that I wholeheartedly want to be a part of and grow from. The industry is flawed. It sets men, especially white men, up for for success. It's designed this way. As a man in a privileged position, I have to be vocal about this. Because of my ignorance, I didn't recognize it for all that it was while it was happening in my own life. But I do not want to benefit from others being pulled down again. Oh my God, all the lines are not. I have not been perfect in navigating all of this throughout my career. I know this apology is a first step and it doesn't absolve the past. I want to take accountability for all my missteps and all of this, as well as being part of a world that uplifts and supports. I care deeply about the well-being of the people I loved and have loved. I can do better and will do better. See,
he didn't write
okay,
this.
listen, but like, I am so tired of seeing that. It's just like copy and paste at this fucking point. And I want people to have like goals to set for themselves. Like, if you actually want to take accountability, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to show that you've taken accountability and actually want to speak up? Like I would rather you like have set goals, be like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And like, so people have something they can like keep you accountable on, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of like the direction that celebrities and just influencers, whatever you want to call them, in general need to take. I'm like, you need to have something to show, like a goal, because I really don't think you actually care.
And I also think like
Olivia Jade did such a well job at apologizing, because she had taken a year. She had done community service, not because she was forced to, but because she wanted to, and she helped out. And I forget, she had like a whole list of things that she had done in the last year to try to better herself and speak to like families that are underprivileged. And
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and you should watch the Red Table Talk. It is.
I feel like it got drowned. That got drowned out because I think the grandma was like, "Why is she coming to three black women and like trying to like capitalize off of us?" type of thing. I think
she does explain it in the interview on why. Yeah,
the media really do be picking and choosing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and she really did. Come across like I was sitting there like, ooh, girl, Olivia Jade, I'm ready for it. But at the end of it, I was like, you know what? She's still not perfect, and you know, she is still a privileged white woman. Like, there's no changing that. But it does seem like her point of view has changed slightly in the last year, which is all you can really ask for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's better than, you know, writing a thing on a note.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially like at that age, like when you're about to go to college, like I literally, like, all you know is your parents' like ideals. Like, they're literally just instilled in you because that's all you know. But when you go off to college or you go off to meet new people or whatever your situation is, you learn about different perspectives and stuff. And I think that was important for her to have that year to do it. I'll have to watch it. I definitely heard not good things about it, but I'm interested to form my own opinion.
Yeah.
But that's good that she like talked to people that it actually affected.
Yeah.
I think with the whole notes apology thing, it's very like it's not something they just did not just sit there, write it, and put it out. It was seen by countless people, people. To the point where he probably didn't even write it. He probably just gave it a look over and was like, yeah, that's good. But like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, it doesn't seem like he really knows what he's apologizing for.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's like things we already know.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're apologizing to Britney and Britney and Janet, what are you apologizing for? Do you understand why people are mad at you? Like, yeah. I want,
because like he said, I specifically want to apologize to Britney and Janet, but I feel like you should have done that first, and then like in your apology, whatever you want to say, be like, I've already reached out to Britney and Janet, and I've apologized and I've talked to them. There are such like small things that could have been done that show that you actually cared, but this is nothing.
No. I'm glad that people saw right through it.
Yeah, he definitely is still not in the graces of people for sure. But I think that's just like a general, like, I guess, like in conclusion, because this is our last person. I think we're on the right track of like not vilifying women as much. I definitely think the early 2000s is just something really hard to beat in vilifying women, because that was just malicious. And you know, but I think like what we talked about earlier, I think stan Twitter, and I think like fan, like mob mentality
Yeah.
is also a good equalizer of how like just like Star Us magazine treated celebrities, you know what
It's
I
like
mean?
the new one.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people just need to stop having ownership over people that you don't know. Yeah. You really don't know them. And I think just people on Twitter, just like, yes, social media is great because you're able to share your opinion, but also like, let's break. Let's like break, step on the brake, maybe think about it again, sit on it for like 12 hours and then still see if you feel the same way about it. Because I definitely was that type of person that I would just tweet every freaking thought that I had. I would post anything that I had like in my head, because that was like when social media was like on its like heyday. Yeah. Like that's what you did. But now we should use our noggins and critically think.
Yeah. You know? And I think also like we're not trying to be like, oh, stans are bad, and no. I think what we're trying to like get across is this culture of loving people to the point where you don't even consider them people and you will defend them over any bad thing they do is dangerous, not only to you as a person, but to everyone around you, because you were attacking other people for something that someone you don't know did. Because at the end of the day, you can watch all the interviews you want. You can even go to a meet and greet, but you do not know this person. Exactly. And that's not like a bad thing. Like, it's okay to admire someone, see them as, you know, an inspiration, and understand that they're just human. And if they do something wrong, you also need to hold them accountable. And it is not your job to defend them because it is a mistake that they made, not you. That's huge. It's not your job to defend them. It really isn't. Harry Styles does not need you to defend him. He is a grown man. He is a grown man. He is a grown man. And I think with Twitter, it's like, just stand everything. Stands are everywhere. But like, it's remember that, especially when you're treating the way you treat other people that are fans of other things, remember that at the end of the day, you're all in the same boat. Yeah. And don't attack people for. And your words have weight to them. Like, even though you feel like it doesn't, because you can freely tweet whatever, post whatever you want to, and you're more in your right to do that. But like, think about the weight of what you're saying and how that could affect other people. You know, just be kinder, I guess. Do you have any final thoughts, Shelby?
Oh, I don't know. Summed it up pretty well. Yeah. Stan cultures, it is toxic. Yeah. It can be anyway. We've all been there. We literally have all been there. We've all been a little toxic on social media. Yeah. Like, it's part of life. The point is that you grow from it. Yeah. But yeah, and I think we're definitely, all these people, well, most of them are definitely like, people are opening their eyes to how they were treated, even how we treated them, and just seeing that these are also people, and that we're on. Like you said, we're on the right track. Yeah, we're getting. Normalize feeling neutral about people. Also, yes, you don't have to have super strong opinions about people. You know what I mean? Like, unless like that person did an awful thing, Roman Polanski. You know, people that deserve it. You know, but like, just because you didn't like how somebody acted in a movie or whatever doesn't mean you have the right to constantly comment mean things about them. Like, that's not really helping anybody. Yeah, period. So that's how we'll end it. Yes. And be nicer to people. That was a good ending. Period. Shelby, do you want to plug any of your social media accounts, your little shop? Because, hold on, really quickly. Let me just review this candle. Okay, well, Kim got me 3 for my birthday, but I literally was smelling these and I was like, these are amazing. So I'm going to do a quick little review. Because it's Daniel's birthday. Yes. So this one is, because your shop is like, what's the theme of like your overall shop? It was supposed to be I was going to do multiple things. Because I had a crown candle, I had a Princess Diana candle. Yeah. But it seems like my Taylor Swift candles are my most popular. So see, again, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. So through and through. So I paired each one to an album. So I have like the 9 albums. They each have their own scent. And then I have like the new Lovers or the new Taylor's version candle. But yeah, so anyway, it's now kind of a Taylor themed shop. But it wasn't intending to be. So, so the ones...
No, yeah, the ones that came got me are the Evermore Eve, the Folklore Eve, and then the
Era.
oh my god, me not knowing how to read. It literally clearly says era, and I just completely went over it. And then the Diana candle. These all it's you like you could tell that you really put thought into these, and like me reviewing it live.
I'm glad it comes across.
No, it really does, and like the packaging is so cute. I know no one can see
That's
it.
why I love Etsy.
Etsy, yeah.
Because you can buy them on Etsy. It's clandescent candles. And you can look on our social media. We'll have it on our social media so you can peruse.
Like the packaging is cute. Like they're very wow. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Speaking of stan culture, if you stan anybody, you search their name on Etsy, there is something.
Oh.
There is something there. So,
if there's one thing we can give stan culture credit for is
great merch.
Great merch. Better than the actual artists.
Yeah, especially Harry Styles.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Harry Styles fan merch.
Garbage.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Thank you everybody for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.